welcome to the What's on Your Mind show. I'm Doug Saltzman, filling in for Russ with, thankfully, TJ DeStefano in the background, keeping me on the air. But it's good to have you on with us today, folks. We're with you till 3 o'clock today. Then I'll be back later today for the afternoon drive show. That's a shorter show today because of Pirate Baseball. We'll be with you after the 5 o'clock news up until 6 p.m. Nick Barczyk will be on the board at that point. And, of course, that's Major League Baseball, as we call it. The Pirates are at the Orioles in Baltimore tonight. That pregame show starts at 6:10 with the first pitch at 6:35 in Baltimore. Been down to Baltimore. Been at actually both stadiums over the years. Not quite as good as our good buddy we have on occasionally, who's been at every Major League Baseball park, including some ones that aren't around anymore, such as the Vet and Three Rivers. What else? Busch Stadium, Riverfront over in Cincinnati. But we'll be back later this afternoon. But at least you get a break from me from 3 to after the 5 o'clock news. But again, Buccos taking on the Orioles today and tomorrow. So I'll be with you tomorrow for the What's on Your Mind show, and then the short version of the afternoon drive show again tomorrow at on Wednesday. So welcome to What's on Your Mind. If you want to call in, open talk here. We're going to be checking in with a couple of reporters. If you listen to the afternoon drive show, I frequently interview reporters from CBS News. A lot of them are done for the day before I come on the air. So there's a couple folks we're going to check in with. One from Jerusalem, of all places, to talk about the latest on the Hamas-Israel war. Linda Gradstein, who you frequently hear on CBS, but we're going to do an interview with her at 1:35. Live from Jerusalem. And then we're going to check in with the White House reporter. At least we're hoping to. We're waiting to hear back that interview is confirmed. Just the latest on the latest from on the ICE raids, etc. So if you want to call in, please do that on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. Open talk right now. Anything you want to talk about. A lot of stuff going on in the news these days, of course. But please join us. Beautiful day out there today. Sunny, 70 degrees outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Again, I'm Doug Saltzman, filling in for Russ. You might hear me occasionally on the afternoon drive show. I'll be back today after the 5 o'clock news. Obviously, it's been all over the news. This is not us reporting here locally, but on regional television. All about the absolute, I don't know how else to call it, the sickening death of a 9-year-old girl at the hands of, I guess, her stepmothers. One is currently in jail. The other one is, I guess, recovering, according to a DA Auble, from an attempted suicide attempt. And once she is released from the hospital, she'll be arraigned as well. Absolute horrible situation. I can't imagine what possesses. Of course, these two people are innocent until proven guilty. Have to throw that in. But the thought of harming a child or hurting a child, I don't get it. I'm not one of these helicopter parents, but my wife and I, we've never even spanked our daughters. We figure there's a better way to discipline than hitting a child. But I can't imagine abusing a child to the point that it causes death. I remember many years ago, when I was working for the state Senate for State Senator Mike Fisher, we introduced legislation that was called homicide by abuse, because it was very difficult at times to get a long jail sentence for somebody who abused a child to the point where they died. It didn't fall under the homicide statutes. And you may have heard that State Representative Ryan Warner, in fact, TJ was reporting on that. He's introduced legislation to address the torture of a child. It's horrible to think that we even have to talk about something like that. But this is one of those issues. In fact, I was talking to texting a friend of mine who's in England, and they heard about this situation. So it's being reported by the BBC as well. But I just can't imagine what would possess somebody to treat a child. And I guess there were other children in the household that have been now removed. CYS, I understand, Child and Youth Services removed those children. And let's hope they find a good home, and hopefully they can stay together since they obviously are brothers and sisters, I suppose, or if not, they feel like brothers and sisters because of they've been living in the same household. But again, if you want to talk about that topic, as dark as it is, I just don't know what possesses someone to treat a child that way. Absolutely horrible. Again, give us a call. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. 3. Also, you may have heard recently, Lanny Fratteri, who's a frequent guest on the Afternoon Drive show, was it is long overdue, frankly, that he was now inducted, I guess is one way to put on the wall of broadcast fame for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's going to join us today at 2:35. He also had his annual Lanny Fratteri golf outing to help Family Links, a very successful event over the years. And he's going to join us at 2:35 today to talk about his career. Of course, 33 years with the Pirates. We always joke that he got topped by 1 year by Steve Blass, who did it for 34 years. He was a commentator, of course. Lanny, all those many years, he did it as a play-by-play analyst, and still stays very involved in announcing sports. He says he just loves doing it. And he's been to the mountain. He's of course did it at the professional level, professional baseball, Major League Baseball. Of course, you hear him doing football, and over the years, I know he worked with WVU, and of course, he's very, very involved in the Pony League World Series next door in Washington County. So, yeah, absolutely. We'll talk to Lanny. Good guy. And loves also not necessarily presidential politics, but presidential history. We've talked to him about those topics as well. But we'll have him on later this afternoon. But in the meantime, if you want to join us, give us a call, 724-438-4593. D.A. Auble has said he can't imagine that there wasn't somebody who actually knew that this abuse was happening, considering it had been going on so long. And that's why it's so important. And we hear that term. It came up so often after 9/11. If you see something, say something. And that just doesn't apply to a situation like 9/11 and maybe somebody talking about doing someone harm. But in a situation like this, if you see something that you think might be wrong, call 911. Tell them that this is what they'll probably refer you to another number. But that's the best way to start, or just call the non-emergency number at your local police department or the state police. If you think, in any case, a child is being abused, I can't imagine letting that go unreported. Absolutely horrible situation. It really, really is. Of course, we were talking yesterday about the Steeler game as well, and a darn lucky game, one of those crazy games. 7 lead changes. I was going back and forth with my nephew, Chris. He's my brother Dave's son. He was at the game. He lives in Hoboken and works in Manhattan. And he got tickets to that game. And he said he would estimate 40 to 50% of the fans were Steeler fans at that game. Of course, it was a home game for the Jets. And they at times had to go to a silent count. And a lot of folks will know what that means. That means the quarterback on the other team, there was so much crowd noise from the Steeler fans that he had to go to that silent count because his own teammates couldn't hear him barking the numbers out before the ball was hiked. So it's and what my nephew told me too, there were terrible towels throughout the entire stadium. It wasn't just certain sections where Steeler fans had their tickets. That must drive opposing teams crazy that many fans show up for a home game in their own stadiums. Last year, of course, the Steelers played the Rams, and it was more than half the fans in L.A. were Steeler fans that day. My niece, Bethany, who's Chris's brother, and her husband, who were living in L.A. at the time, they went to that game and just thought it was absolutely crazy that there were that many fans and tailgating out in the parking lots outside the stadium. Chants of "Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!" A long way from home. Love them or hate them, the Steelers nation is all across the fruited plain, including other countries. A buddy of mine was at a Steeler bar in Rome. And kind of crazy, but I guess they're in London, they're in Paris, you name it, Madrid, in the Far East as well. Crazy to think that might be some indication of the Steelers fan base, but also I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that there's been a lot of out-migration from this region over the years with the decline of heavy industry, coal, glass, steel. A lot of people moved on, but they kept their loyalty to their hometown teams. And we're in the waning days of the Pirate season, of course. We're coming up to the last couple of homestands. They are away tonight, of course. 6:10 pregame show, 6:35. They are in Baltimore, and both those games today and tomorrow start at 6:35. So the afternoon drive show will be a little shorter, and but we're going to jump on some topics today. At 5:35, we're going to check in with Roberto Clemente Jr. He's been a guest on our show a couple of times. We're going to talk to him about a special event coming up to raise money for the Roberto Clemente Foundation. And just last week as well, and it's an event I should have attended. I don't know what I was thinking. I should have been there. They unveiled a historic marker marking the anniversary of the first all-minority lineup in baseball. And, of course, that was in September of 1971. They, of course, went on a few weeks later to win the World Series over Baltimore, who the Pirates are playing today. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, his dad was part of that lineup. Let's see if I can remember the names off the top of my head. Clemente in right field, Stargell in left field. Hernandez was playing center. Al Oliver, who usually played center, was at first base that day. Dave Cash, who usually played second base, was at third base that day. Doc Ellis was on the mound. Manny Sanguin, of course, was behind the plate. And who am I missing here? The second baseman, Gene Kleins, and the shortstop. I think I got 8 out of 10 there. I didn't look at the list, see if I could remember those. And I found out many, many, many years later, in fact, decades later, that I was actually at that game. And I had no memory of it. I was only, what would I have been, 1971, 8 years old. But we're one of these goofy families. We have cigar boxes at home full of tickets of things we've gone to, whether it's concerts, the symphony, or pop concerts, or rock concerts, or baseball, football games, you name it. We always throw the tickets. And nowadays, sadly, there aren't tickets like there used to be. Everything seems to be online. But we were going through those boxes one day, and boom, we found the tickets, 3 tickets for that date, had my name on it, my dad's name, Ralph, and brother's name's Dave. And apparently we were at that all-minority game. And at the time it happened, the players knew what was going on. Doc Ellis mentioned it to his players, and they interviewed the manager, Danny Murtaugh, afterwards, who handled it very well. He said, I put the best players on the field. He said, and my players know that when it comes to talent, I'm colorblind. And he just handled it saying, these are the best teams. He wasn't making a political statement of it. They didn't make a huge announcement about it. But that's what it was, early September 1971. Of course, the first time that an all-minority team took the field as the starters that day. And there were three relief pitchers that day as well. But Doc Ellis, who was legendary for never holding back opinions on things and comments and topics, and at times would go over to the opposing dugout before the game started and point at guys and say, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you, and I'm going to hit you. And he did it. A different era in baseball. And I remember the day he did that. After the first 2 hits, boom, he got thrown out of the game. No surprise, I suppose. But sort of the classic Doc Ellis. And at that event where they unveiled the historic marker, there's still 3 living members of that all-minority team, Dave Cash, Al Oliver, and Manny Sanguin. Of those 3, Al Oliver definitely should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It was kind of tough for him, of course. He was playing center field for a good part of his career, and a tough thing to do, I suppose, when you've got Roberto Clemente on your left in right field, and to your right, you've got, back then, of course, Willie Stargell playing left field. A lot of people forget Stargell played left field and had a heck of an arm. But Al Oliver, in my opinion, we've had him on the show. I hope to have him on again someday. He definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, as does the manager of that team. That's the biggest disgrace, I think. Danny Murtaugh should definitely be in the Hall of Fame. So we're going to take a break here. Coming up, the CBS News update news brief at 1:31 p.m. And then we come back. We're going to check in with Linda Gradstein on the latest on the Hamas-Israel war. We'll be talking to her live from Jerusalem and get the latest on that topic as well. And then we'll be back with you. I hope to check in with a reporter from CBS from the White House as well regarding the latest on the ICE raids. I'm Doug Saltzman, filling in for Russ Rhodes. He's off this week. Glad to be with you. Give us a call when we come back. But first, let's go to CBS News for that update.
CBS News Brief. Israel has launched a strike targeting Hamas's leadership in Qatar. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu speaking at the U.S. Embassy in Israel afterwards.
At noon today, I convened the heads of Israel's security organizations and authorized a surgical precision strike on the terrorist chiefs of Hamas.
Hamas had been considering a U.S. proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza. CBS's Rami Inocencio.
We don't know where this will go. This has been unprecedented. I think we will have to see where and who will be coming out of this dead and alive out of the Hamas senior leadership.
There was a major revision today to the jobs numbers, as Jason Brooks reports.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics revised job growth down by a whopping 911,000 jobs over the 12-month period through March 2025.
On Wall Street, investors are hoping the revised numbers lead to an interest rate cut. Stocks are higher. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
Black and gold up on their feet, terrible towels swirling.
When you listen here, you get all the excitement of Steelers football.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Rob King brings you the play-by-play along with Max Starks and Missy Matthews.
Where would you rather be?
The only place to be on game day is the Pittsburgh Steelers Audio Network.
The 1-0 Steelers have their home opener as they take on the Seattle Seahawks Sunday at 1 o'clock on your Steelers station, 590 and 101.1 WMBS.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090 or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We have been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
Shopping for replacement windows in Fayette County? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, a family-owned and operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
We have a great selection of colors and finishes. We service the entire Fayette County area and will come to your home. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional. Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
That, of course, is the Rolling Stones. That, of course, is the Rolling Stones. Bring us out of the break here on the What's on Your Mind show. I'm Doug Saltzman, filling in for Russ Rhodes. What's on Your Mind? Sponsored by Tireman's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hickson Buzz Drugstore, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary Auto Sales, and Bright Stripes Seal Coating and Line Striping. Again, Doug Saltzman here with TJ DeStefano in the background, thankfully. You know, usually, of course, I always do the afternoon drive show, and a lot of the reporters from CBS are off duty at that point, especially those overseas. So I thought I'd grab an opportunity to talk to some of those folks today who normally are not available for interviews at this time. And joining us right now on the WMBS Newsmakers line, live from Jerusalem, CBS News reporter and correspondent Linda Gradstein. Linda, thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Obviously, more news, as always, out of the Middle East and the ongoing conflict between Hamas and Israel. So we thought we'd check in with you to get the latest on this. There have been some special reports from CBS earlier, which we aired here on WMBS, but we just wanted to get the latest now from you.
Sure. Well, Israel launched an airstrike on Qatar, on Doha, where there was a meeting of the Hamas leadership abroad. It's the first time since this conflict began almost 2 years ago that Israel has actually attacked Hamas in Doha, and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu took responsibility for the attack. At this point, it's not clear how many of the Hamas leaders were killed, although Israeli officials have said, quote, that the indications look good. And Netanyahu said that Israel made the decision to launch that attack after Hamas took responsibility for a terrorist attack yesterday that killed 6 Israelis at a crowded bus stop and another attack on Israeli soldiers in Gaza. So the question, of course, is, how is this going to influence the ceasefire negotiations? Netanyahu said that this attack could actually lead to the end of the war. He said Israel has accepted President Trump's new plan for a ceasefire that would call for all of the remaining Israeli hostages to be released on the first day. Hamas reportedly has cut off the negotiations after the Israeli attack, and Hamas called the Israeli attack a violation of international law.
Yeah. Has the White House indicated any involvement on the planning of this most recent attack? What has the Trump administration said about this?
So U.S. officials told CBS that Israel informed the United States it wasn't clear if it was just before or as the attack was happening. At the same time, it's really the United States that controls the airspace over Qatar because the U.S. has such a large military base there. At least it seems likely that the United States was informed, although Netanyahu, the prime minister, made it very clear that he said this was an attack carried out solely by Israel and that U.S. troops or planes were not involved. It was apparently about 10 Israeli jets that attacked this residential headquarters in Qatar.
Yeah, and precision bombing, no doubt. Were there any indication that any U.S. property or servicemen and women were injured?
No, I mean this was known as a place where Hamas leaders were both living and would hold meetings, and the footage from there, it seems like it was a pretty precise strike, and as far as I have not heard of any American servicemen being injured or wounded, although, again, we don't have, all of the details on exactly how many people were killed.
And we were talking with Linda Gradstein, CBS News reporter and correspondent out of Jerusalem on this the recent part of this ongoing war. In terms of ceasefire, of course, Hamas claimed that it was a violation of international law. The ceasefire seems to come and go. I don't know how else to explain it in layman's terms. Will this delay any permanent ceasefire based on your reporting?
I think it is likely to delay it. I mean, it's it's not clear, quite honestly, that either Israel or Hamas really wants a ceasefire. I mean, the American plan, which is also called the Witkoff plan, which is also the Israeli plan, has been accepted, at least in principle, by both Israel and Hamas. And yet, there's no concrete movement towards actually implementing it. So on one hand, it feels like both Israel and Hamas kind of feel that they've gone about as far as they can with this war. Israel has destroyed a lot of Hamas's capabilities, but Hamas is still standing. So, each side can kind of claim victory and say, we did what we intended to do. Gaza is in ruins. It's going to take many, many years to rebuild Gaza. The population in Gaza is just sort of at their wits' end. 1.9 million people have been displaced, many of them several times. At the same time, Israel is going ahead with plans to retake Gaza City. There are about 1 million Palestinians living in and around Gaza City. Israel has called up tens of thousands of reserve troops, has issued evacuation warnings for the population in Gaza City, and seems to be going ahead. And Netanyahu has said that, Israel is committed to militarily destroying Hamas. It's not clear to me what has changed and why now, and whether an Israeli takeover of Gaza City would get rid of Hamas any more than it has not been able to do that in the last almost 2 years of fighting that, has taken such a heavy price on both sides of both, of civilian lives. So, it's hard for me to see what's changed. At the other side, maybe being a little bit cynical, President Trump very much wants the Nobel Peace Prize nomination. That announcement, I think, is supposed to happen, in a little bit less than a month. So it is, and President Trump has repeatedly said that he wants this war to end. So the question is whether he can really put enough pressure on both Israel and Hamas to accept the U.S. plan, which is the same plan that everybody's been talking about now for more than a year.
Linda Gradstein reporting live from Jerusalem. Linda, thank you very much. I'm not usually on this time of day, so it's good to be able to talk to you folks who are usually done for the day by the time I show up on the air later
That's right.
in the afternoon. So, Linda, thank you very much. We appreciate your report on this topic, which obviously is not going away anytime soon. It would be nice if we ran out of topics like this to talk about, but I don't see that being the case.
I agree with you. So, thanks a lot.
Linda, thank you very much. Again, Linda Gradstein joining us live from Jerusalem I almost said it on the Afternoon Drive show, on the What's on Your Mind show. Right now, it's coming up on 1:44 p.m., 70 degrees right now outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. Always feel free to call in on that WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we hope to check in with the White House on the latest on the Trump administration and their ICE raids. But first, this is the Afternoon Drive show on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug Saltzman, TJ DeStefano producing the show today. Stick around.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com. Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company. conveniently located at 7896 National Pike, Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 45 years, offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more. All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Nutrena products and also carries livestock, equine, and pet supplies. So if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of an all-new fence, All Around Fence has the answers you need. Visit them Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 724-439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
Attention, active and retired coal miners. Have you been screened for black lung? Here at the Black Lung Clinic at Centerville Clinics, we offer yearly screenings, diagnosis, education, and treatment options to help you live a fuller, healthier life. We provide care regardless of your ability to pay. Call Centerville Clinics today at 724-632-6801. Do it today.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Bortz Jr.
Are you in the market for a new power recliner? Chesler's Fine Furniture just received a new supply right on time for the fall selling season. Select from power rocker recliners, power wall-away recliners, and some models with power headrests and heat and massage settings. For those with special needs, Chesler's has power lift recliners in 12 different models with various features in various colors. Included is a big man's model in 3 colors with a 500-pound weight limit for $15.99. Select from famous makers including Lazy Boy, Best Home Furnishings, Catnapper, and Mega Motion. Chesler's also has a wall hugger power recliner in 3 colors for $6.59 or a Lazy Boy rocker recliner for $7.49. If you're looking for a heat and massage model, check out the one from Best Upholstery for $8.49. Power lift recliners start at $7.99. Chesler's provides in-house servicing of all recliners purchased from the store. Credit terms, layaway, and delivery are available. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
WNBS.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. The 1 o'clock hour of the show. We'll be back until 3 o'clock, of course. I'm Doug Saltzman, filling in for Russ, who's off this week. I'll be in tomorrow as well. Join us this afternoon for the afternoon drive show as well, when Roberto Clemente Jr. joins us back on the air. He's been with us a few times over the years. Met him several different times at events, and a decent guy, just really, really down to earth, and 3 young kids. One's Roberto Clemente the third, and the other one's Juan, I believe, Juan Clemente. And of course, they live. He and his wife and children live right here in southwestern Pennsylvania, keeping his dad's legacy alive. I believe at one point it was either him or one of his brothers did this Spanish broadcast of the Yankees games in New York. Again, I don't know if it was him. He's got a couple of brothers. Roberto Clemente Jr. does, and it's. Because I remember hearing a friend of mine who was trying to learn Spanish would listen to those broadcasts out of New York to try to learn that. But again, he'll be with us today at 5:35 during the afternoon drive show. But we've got open talk right now. Join us on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. We were hoping to talk to somebody from the White House. We're still waiting for that call to see if that CBS reporter is available to talk about the latest on the ICE raids that the Trump administration, and looks like they're going to be heading into Chicago next on both ICE raids, but also talking about bringing the National Guard in there to address the crime issue in Chicago, which is absolutely dreadful. At one point, there were more murders, more deaths occurring in Chicago than in Afghanistan. Imagine that. And over the years, we've talked to reporters from radio stations in Chicago about that very topic. Here, and of course, in the U.S., we prepare for mass casualty situations. In fact, one occurred just today, not a situation, but the drill occurred, and we were reporting on this. TJ reported on this yesterday, as did Nick, and I'm sure Matt did in the morning. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital held this morning, starting at 9 a.m., a mass casualty drill on the hospital campus. The emergency preparedness drill was a collaborative effort between several community organizations, including the Fayette County Coroner's Office, the Fayette County EMA, Emergency Management Agency, Fayette County EMS, of course, that's the paramedics, Uniontown Area School District, Uniontown City Police, and Fire Department. And we were reporting on that yesterday, just in case you saw a lot of activity. In fact, it's only up around the corner from our radio station here. If you saw a lot of activity on there, not to panic. It was a drill, and it's important to do just that. Sadly, schools now have active shooter drills, and you just hate the thought of what it's going through a young kid's mind that they have to take these precautions. And naturally, it has to be done. But statistics are statistics, and I'm not implying that we shouldn't be concerned, but the statistics have shown now for decades upon decades that the safest part of a child's day is when he or she is in school. And when you hear a school shooting, it's absolutely dreadful. It gets enormous amounts of media attention. But the most dangerous part of a child's day is not when they're in school, commuting to and from school, for instance, in their own vehicle, maybe a school bus or by their parents, and then other activities they do, too, that have an impact on their safety. But again, you can't say no, and you can't say it's not an important thing to do, but you just hate the thought that you have to have these emergency preparedness drills. What are your thoughts? Should schools be doing that, in your opinion? I think they should, even though the statistics show the school day is safe for most kids. Give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. As I mentioned earlier, we'll be with you till 3 o'clock today. Lanny Fratteri is going to join us. He had just yesterday his annual golf outing, which is just a tremendous one. I have volunteered for it in the past. It's been a while, but he raises money for Family Links. And again, Lanny Fratteri, 39 years, chairing the Family Links Lanny Fratteri Golf Classic, raising millions of dollars to support children and families. We'll talk to him about that as well. Just a great organization, Family Links, but for Lanny to be involved in that for so many years, good heavens, is that right? 39 years, the Lanny Fratteri Golf Classic at Chartiers Country Club, and just occurred yesterday, and just a great opportunity. I should have interviewed Lanny last week so we could talk about that and promote that a little, because it has raised so much money over the years for a very, very good. Very good cause. I'm Doug Saltzman. Thanks for joining us today. Again, with you till 3 o'clock. I was looking over the topics of the day, and there are so many out there right now that you and I can talk about. Feel free to jump in and talk to us. I mentioned earlier that we were hoping that Olivia Rinaldi would join us from CBS News to talk about the latest, but she is at a Health and Human Services Department event right now and is not available, which I just got from one of the producers out of New York. Maybe we'll talk to her right after the 2 o'clock hour before we talk to Lanny. We're back to school, of course. School's in session every year. Half joking, half serious. I always rant about the fact that school starts too early. My gosh, there's some schools that were starting is in the third week of August. I always thought that the school should start on the first day of fall and go to the first day of summer. They always talk about the traditional start and ending the summer is Memorial Day to Labor Day. But frankly, sometimes the weather's not all that great early on. And my gosh, look how beautiful it is out there right now. I know when our kids were very young, they're all in their 20s now, our 4 daughters, we used to go on vacation in September because the rates were lower, the beaches weren't quite as busy. And I guess that makes us a bad parent. We would take them out of school, but, they were in kindergarten or first grade. I don't think that set them back all that far. But what do you think? Should school start later? It just seems like it would make more sense to have school start in September and then, of course, go maybe into June. Of course, the first day of summer is not till June 20th or 21st. So why not let the kids have the actual summer off from June 20th to September 20th? I don't know. Just my annual rant about school and when kids should head back. Of course, a lot of them, they're involved in sports. If they're involved, say, in the high school band, that usually starts late July, early August. As they get ready for the school year. Our daughters always played sports when they were in grade school. And we never did the extra sports, the summer stuff, these travel teams. We never did all that stuff. But some of them did play in high school as well, volleyball and soccer, although they did it rather casually. And I remember one time, our one daughter, Julia, was a pretty good soccer player. And our coach came up and said to me, Doug, we're pleased with how Julia's doing. I think she was a freshman or sophomore. And the coach said to me, but Doug, I think she seems to be doing it just for fun. I said, well, exactly. She's doing it just for fun. I don't think she has any plans to play in college or be on the pro circuit someday, make the Olympics. But I don't know. I think sometimes parents just take it too darn seriously. They've got their kids doing too many of the one thing. They always say the repetitive injuries. If you're always playing soccer, if you're always playing basketball, our kids were active. They were in Girl Scouts. They were altar servers. They were in the choir. So they bounced around. They were in the drama club. I don't know. I think it's a good idea to have a real variety of topics and interests for kids as opposed to doing nothing but nonstop playing basketball or soccer. But that's just my opinion. A lot of folks love those travel leagues. They are not cheap to join. And then, of course, then you have to pay for the travel, the hotels, you name it. We just never did that. Our four daughters seem to be doing okay. They're all in their 20s. I've got a daughter who's a nurse, two are teachers, and one's a senior this year at the University of Pittsburgh, finishing up her degree in speech pathology. Senior year, hard to believe. My youngest is now a senior at Pitt. Two graduated from Pitt, one's at Pitt, and one graduated from Duquesne University. So obviously the recent game, the city game, hasn't been one on the football field between the Pitt Panthers and the Duquesne Dukes since 1939. Frankly, it wasn't much of a game, but a lot of excitement there. And Pitt won pretty big over Duquesne. Both Division I schools, but obviously at different levels. They used to call it Division 1A, that would be Duquesne. But now they have the FBS and the FCS, those different levels. Duquesne came back. Duquesne, Pitt, and Penn State all won big last week. Unfortunately, the Mountaineers lost. West Virginia Mountaineers lost on their second game of the season. And we'll see how the four local teams. I know Robert Morris also lost, but Duquesne won big over Lincoln. Kind of a blowout game on that one. Very interesting, though. Duquesne has a very, very small home field on campus there, and smaller than a lot of high schools, frankly. But they do good in recruiting. They've been playing these games that Duquesne has never played before. They played at Florida State. Last year they played West Virginia University, was winning for about a quarter and a half and a lightning delay of an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes. But they were winning up to that point. They played Boston College. They played Youngstown State, Ohio University, not Ohio State, but Ohio University. Speaking of which, Ohio State, of course, is number one in the AP poll, in both polls. Also, Penn State's number two. They seem to be vying against each other to see who might be the national champs this year. Penn State has not won a national championship since 1986. The one before that was in 83. I was in college at the time at Penn State, Barron College, up in Erie. CBS News coming up here shortly, folks. 70 degrees right now outside our Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law studios. We'll have the national news and then the local, regional, and statewide news, sports, and weather with TJ after that national newscast. If you want to jump in during that news and be on hold, you'll be the first caller up on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. I'm Doug Salzman. Thanks for joining us here on the What's on Your Mind show. We're with you till 3 o'clock today, and then I'll be back later for the afternoon drive show after the 5 o'clock news. News is next on your local station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Israel has launched strikes against the leadership of Hamas, meeting in Qatar. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after the strike.
They perpetrated the worst attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. Now, they were meeting in the same place, exactly the same place, where they celebrated this savagery almost 2 years ago.
The attack raises questions about a ceasefire deal in Gaza. CBS's Ramy Inocencio.
This does call into question, though, if some or if many or potentially even all of Hamas's senior leadership have been killed. Where does that leave negotiations if there is no one, at least high level, to talk to?
Qatar, a major U.S. ally in the region, was also a mediator in those talks and says it will not participate in further negotiations for now. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said just moments ago the White House was notified by the U.S. military of the strikes. And President Trump told his envoy, Steve Witkoff, to notify Qatar of the impending attack.
Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals.
But she said eliminating Hamas is a worthy goal. Revised job numbers out today are signaling the economy is on shakier footing than what was thought. CBS's Kelly O'Grady has a look at the new numbers that covered a 12-month period through March of this year.
The economy has been weakening for a lot longer than we have originally thought. When you do the numbers, this breaks down to less than 76,000 jobs added each month during that period. And many of them, we were reporting that it was over 100,000.
The Jeffrey Epstein case continues to weigh on the administration and on Congress, which has a budget deadline to meet at the end of this month. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns reports.
This issue has really been hovering over everything up here on Capitol Hill. Just a few weeks from now, the government is poised to shut down if Congress can't agree on funding levels to continue to fund the government. They've got a lot of work to do on deadline, and this is an issue that continues to hover over everything.
On Wall Street at this hour, investors hoping the revised job numbers prompt the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Stocks are higher, the Dow up 200 points, the Nasdaq higher by 39. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Jeff Gilbert has the latest from Detroit on a Ford recall due to faulty rear-view cameras.
It's 1.5 million vehicles from the 2015 through 19 model years, including big names like Mustang, Navigator, and Super Duty, among others. The rear image can become inverted, distorted, or just go blank. Ford has had more than 44,000 warranty claims on a number of 2015 through 2019 models. Nobody's been hurt, but there have been 18 crashes reported. Dealers will inspect and, if needed, replace the camera. Jeff Gilbert, CBS News, Detroit.
Scientists say they figured out why the flu is more deadly for older people. University of Nottingham research shows older folks produce higher levels of a protein that reduces the ability to resist viruses. And now that scientists have detected it, they can work on targeted treatments to help protect seniors. I'm Cammie McCormick, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant Dieter, keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
Good afternoon. It is 2:05. It is sunny and 71 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios, Fayette County's personal injury attorneys since 1976. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano, sports and weather in just a bit. Washington police responded to a stabbing in the city on Saturday afternoon. Police said they were called to the 100 block of Hall Avenue shortly after 2:30 and found the alleged victim bleeding profusely from multiple stab wounds he suffered moments earlier. Observer Reporter says the man told investigators Edwin Davis III had stabbed him with a knife on Orchard Alley near Duncan and Hall Avenues. Police did not release a motive for the stabbing or if the man was hospitalized. City police filed an arrest warrant for Davis, charging him with aggravated assault, simple assault, and possessing an instrument of crime. He had not been arrested as of yesterday afternoon. New information is being revealed about the stabbing at Ringgold High School. It turns out that the alleged assailant, 17-year-old Darren Carpenter, and the victim, 19-year-old Braden Ogletree, were cousins. A witness who is related to both Ogletree and Carpenter said the two cousins had a recent falling out and were not getting along. They ended up tussling, and that's when the stabbing occurred. Ogletree was later flown by medical helicopter to Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh for treatment, although his condition and the severity of his injuries are not known. Carpenter was arrested by Ringgold School Police and arraigned Saturday night on charges of attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and possessing a weapon on school property. He is jailed on $50,000 cash bail. Recent cases of child abuse in Fayette County are prompting calls for more punishment. State Representative Ryan Warner of Fayette is reintroducing a bill that he proposed last year following an incident involving a Brownsville couple that locked their 6-year-old in a dog cage and starved her. The bill would create 2 new child torture felonies that would be added to child abuse charges. Pennsylvania is one of about a dozen states that don't have this specific statute that's available in the majority of the country. Warner said this will fill the gap in state law that currently doesn't have offenses when it comes to children experiencing only mental trauma or physical injury that's not serious. Warner said he has bipartisan support. The bill is currently in the committee stage and will then need the full state House vote before heading to the state Senate. The Department of Homeland Security is launching Operation Midway Blitz to target criminal illegal aliens who they say have flocked to Chicago and Illinois. Rory O'Neill has more.
The announcement of Operation Midway Blitz comes after President Trump made multiple commitments to clean up the city's crime problem. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says if the president follows through on threats to deploy the National Guard, it would be the wrong solution to a real problem. Meanwhile, the Louisiana National Guard is now assisting ICE agents with immigration operations in that state. I'm Rory O'Neill.
WMBS time is 2:09. Sports and weather after this.
439-2323. For 24-hour emergency service, call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, Steelers coach Mike Tomlin met with the media today as they prepare for the home opener against the 0-1 Seattle Seahawks Sunday afternoon. On the injury front, Derek Harmon, Deshaun Elliott, and Malik Harrison are expected to be out for the game. Tomlin said he's very optimistic that Joey Porter Jr. will play and very optimistic that Nick Herbig will play. Tomlin also confirmed that they are signing free agent safety Jabril Peppers, who was cut by the New England Patriots before the start of the season. Steelers and Seahawks at Acrisure Stadium Sunday afternoon at 1 on WMBS. Pirates tonight start a 6-game road trip. They'll visit the Baltimore Orioles. Mike Burrows is on the mound for the Bucs, who are 64-80 and have lost 3 in a row. Pre-game at 6:10, first pitch 6:35 tonight on WMBS.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
This Weather Watch is brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
Sunny 74 the rest of the afternoon, clear 48 tonight, mostly sunny 77 tomorrow. Right now, sunny 71 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios, 2:11 the time on this Tuesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Up next, hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Doug Saltzman on WMBS.
This Weather Watch was brought to you by Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. Is it time to find a home that fits your lifestyle? Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with beautiful, energy-efficient homes packed with features you've been dreaming about at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51.
If you've driven by Tireman's Auto Garage, you've probably seen all the 2, 4, and 6-seater golf carts. Well, they're available for sale and financing is available. Interested in running a golf cart? See Joe and Kim at Tireman's Auto Garage about daily, weekly, or monthly rentals. Tireman's Auto Garage, voted best in Fayette for tires and the best prices in town for tires with CIMA and Snap Leasing available. Mill Street, phone 724-425-9606 for Tireman's Auto Garage on Mill Street in Uniontown.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090 or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility combined with our personalized approach is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Zen's Antiques and Home Decor, part of the Cinder Shack family of vendors where you can find both antique and new furniture, collectibles, housewares, gift items including jewelry and candles, and so much more. Follow Zen's Antiques and Home Decor on Facebook for new items and information on upcoming events. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor in Building 2 at 3391 National Pike in Farmington. Zen's Antiques and Home Decor.
Hello, Uniontown and Fayette County. This is attorney Erica Dowd of Quattrini Law Group. Are you a veteran suffering from a service-related disability or disease? Not all injuries are obvious or happen quickly. We've helped hundreds of veterans with conditions like PTSD, neuropathy, heart conditions, and cancers get the benefits they deserve, even when their conditions didn't start until many years after service. VA benefits can be paid for any condition that could have been caused or worsened by your service, from Agent Orange exposure, Camp Lejeune water exposure, burn pits, or physical injuries in the service. If you were disabled from your military service, we can help you. The consultation is free and no obligation. Call us today at 1-888-534-6016 or Google Quattrini Law Group. Again, this is attorney Erica Dowd from Quattrini Law Group, reaching out to veterans like you.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome to the second half of the afternoon drive show. I did it. I knew. Wrong name right out of the gate, Bill.
And you didn't even use the third half gag.
Yeah, I didn't. You're right. The second half. I said second half, and then I said the wrong show. I will be doing the afternoon drive show later today. That'll be in about 3 hours from now.
A shortened version.
The shortened version. That's right. The abbreviated version. Pirate baseball tonight against the Orioles. But first, the What's on Your Mind sponsors. Thanks to these folks, they allow us to stay on the air. Tireman's Auto Garage, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Chestnut Ridge Counseling, Hickson Buzz Drugstore, Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling, Gary's Auto Sales, and Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping. The sponsors of the What's on Your Mind show here on the local station, WMBS.
We bow down in shalom to them.
Exactly, as we should. Yeah. As we do, of course, as well to Doreen, who keeps this place running.
I think Pirates are playing at Camden Yards, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yeah, tonight.
Which is my second favorite stadium.
I would say that too. Yeah, absolutely. Camden Yards. I remember being at the old stadium down there.
Oh, Memorial.
Yeah. I was going to say Municipal. Where was Municipal Stadium?
Municipal might have been Cleveland.
By the way, that is Bill Madden. You're hearing there.
Hi.
I'm Doug Sultan.
Hello, America.
Welcome to us welcome to all of you on Facebook Live as well. Glad to have you with you. Had a glitch yesterday. That was my fault. But we're on Facebook Live today, as we will for the afternoon drive show, starting right after the 5 o'clock news today. Roberto Clemente Jr. is going to join us on the afternoon drive show today. And Lanny Fratteri will be joining us on this show in about 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
We'll talk to him.
He's now a member of the Media Hall of Fame.
That's right. The Media Wall of Fame, they call it at PNC Park. Long overdue. 33 years doing play-by-play for the Pittsburgh Pirates during the best of times and a lot of the worst of times as well. That's why I was always so impressed with Lanny and Steve Blass, that they kept the energy going at times when they went 20 losing seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Good gravy.
And when you that's tough when you're doing a game and it's already like 19-1.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And announcers get criticized sometimes for getting too excited when you're 20 games out of 500, but that's their job, to keep people listening and keep people interested
and sell tickets
as well. That's absolutely right. The Pirates are very different, that they intermingle their TV and radio crews. That's not very common.
No.
The Steelers don't do that naturally because the TV games are national. Penguins don't do it, and they're both local broadcasts as well. Many years ago, when the late great Mike Lang was doing TV, they sent him over to radio instead of TV. And frankly, I think some people thought it was a demotion, but I thought he was better on radio.
Yeah.
You don't need a great announcer on TV. You're watching it.
I also remember when you could only see a few games a year on TV.
Oh, that was unheard of. Yeah, they did not. Of course, pre-cable, they would air sometimes on the other stations in town, the 22s, the 53s.
The UHF station.
There we go. Oh, my gosh, I hadn't thought of that term in a long time.
Well, do you remember when TVs did not have UHF channels on them?
Right. Yeah, they went up to 13.
Yeah, and that was it. And which is why if you had a UHF channel, you didn't make a lot of money.
No, you did not. I was talking. My brother and I were talking the other day, and we decided the difference between being young and older is a simple question. You ask somebody, "Do you know what an FM converter is?"
Yeah.
And I think that that tips that off. In fact, if you know what an FM converter is, give us a call. WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line 724-438-4593. Again, 724-438-4593. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. I'm sure somebody will call in and give their memory of that. But of course,
I remember when you just had AM radios.
Oh yeah, no, we
had. I had like that portable radio that was about the size of a really large pack of cigarettes.
Oh yeah, I still have one now. Well, it's like the size of a cell phone, actually. And I think we have a caller on the line right now. Let's hope I know which number I'm pushing here. Otherwise, I'm picking up somebody else's call.
Well, we'll find out the hard
way.
way
In a second here. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. Who's calling in?
Hey, this is Fred.
Hey, Craig. How are you? What's on your mind
Pretty
today?
good. Hey, didn't Lanny Terry get fired for being drunk?
Well, I don't know if that's the case. I've never. He's a friend of mine. I've never asked him that. I thought that was more of a personal matter. But I don't know if that's the case or not. I wouldn't. I figured if he wanted to tell me as a friend, he would. Otherwise,
well, did he retire or did they get rid of him?
Well, I don't know that either. That would be a private personnel matter, as they say. But he's still very involved in sports, calls high school football and baseball, and obviously he has the means. He doesn't have to do that. I think he just enjoys doing it. He's very involved in the Pony League World Series next door in Washington County. He just loves calling games, and it's not just that he shows up for these high school games. He'll interview the kids. He makes a point to make sure he knows how to pronounce every kid's name, which it's not always easy at times. It's not names that you see on the news all the time. So I mentioned a moment ago, Greg, about an FM converter. Do you remember what an FM converter is?
No.
You don't. You don't. An FM converter. Well, we'll let Bill explain that one, Bill.
Well, basically, it was an FM receiver, and you would put, if I remember correctly, you would attach it to your stereo system.
Well, I don't even think it was stereo. It was probably mono AM. Back in those days.
Your hi-fi.
Well, you would connect it under your dashboard in the car, and you could get FM stations, and that was when
both of them.
Yeah, that's right. Both FM stations.
Hey, Fred, thanks a lot for the call, man.
Yeah, we appreciate your call.
Okay, so you don't know anything about him drinking and getting fired?
No, I don't know. Not on that one. Would be appropriate if I did. So thanks for calling in. Interesting question, to say the least.
Well, I mean, these rumors.
They're out there.
The thing is, he's not at all. I mean, he's still a fairly young man. So,
but 33 years with the Pirates is nothing to sneeze at, for heaven's sakes. And of course, he's
33 years putting up with
with a bad team at times, and changing players. Back in the days, you think in the 70s, I could name the teams that you had the same players for 8 years in a row, practically, with a few changes. But back in those days, there were only trades, and there wasn't free agency. You think about once you were with the team, you were with the team.
Yeah, well, that was. Well, remember, the free agency didn't come till the middle 70s.
Right, exactly.
Anyway.
We got another caller on the line, so let's grab that one. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. Who's calling in?
Mike from Fairchance. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you, Mike. How are you? You're on with
okay,
with,
good.
Bill and
I'm
Doug.
going to. Well, about FM converters.
Yes,
I think I still might have mine down in underneath my workbench down in the basement. But the question I have. And I can't remember, but you had to tune your AM station to a certain frequency, and then you pushed a button and you could get FM.
Right, exactly.
And I can't remember what that frequency.
Yeah, it was basically a receiver. It wasn't a radio; it just received the signal, and then it would go out through your radio. But yeah,
I had a '64 Pontiac Tempest, which I put a lift kit under, and I bought road huggers and chrome reverses for it, and I brought the speakers out of the house from my stereo, and I put them in the back seat and put the wires underneath the seat, and I thought I was the coolest thing driving around Uniontown Shopping Center.
You may well have been.
I'm sure you were.
You were rattling. You were rattling the dashboards before dashboard rattlers became a common
And now I'm
thing.
yelling at kids driving by me with loud,
Right.
and I'm thinking to myself, what in the world's wrong with you guys?
Turn the bass down.
Yeah, the bass has to be high.
The bass is so loud, everything shakes. I mean, cars next to me that have it on, my car shakes.
So the quarter panels are going. Grrr, grrr. You hear that as somebody goes by.
You got your harmonics going.
Was that a good imitation of that noise? I think
That was really
pretty, not
close,
bad.
yeah.
I think, yeah. But yeah, the FM converter. My brother and I decided that's the difference between being young and old. If you can remember what
Well,
an
do
FM
you guys-
converter.
Do you guys remember, like, the person in the patch would have a rotor antenna, and they could get more channels than you could?
Oh yeah, no, we had a rotor at home. You had that little thing you turn on the top of the TV.
Yeah, we never had a rotor. We just could get 2, 4, and probably 11 or 13. I can't remember.
13 was
I don't
always
even
a
think
strong
we could
station.
get Johnstown back in the day.
Well, yeah, I remember that you could get based on where you might be in southwestern PA. You could pick up some wheeling stations, Weirton. You're right, Johnstown. If you're out in the eastern part of the area, if you're over the mountains, especially, you could get a lot more stations.
And you actually had to get up and go turn the channel.
Yeah.
Although we had a.
Unless you had that
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember doing the when you'd have to do the vertical and horizontal to get a good picture?
Well, it's funny. I still have a lot of old DVDs and VHS tapes. And I can remember having the VHS player where you had to adjust it to get the lines out of the picture. You have to adjust. What was that called? Like the trim. I don't know what it was called. But you would have to do that. But yeah,
Hey, you guys have a good day.
You too, sir. Thanks so much for calling in. We appreciate it. Nice call there. And again, folks,
Speaking of which,
yes, sir.
I want to thank you because you turned me on to a little gadget that I think is great.
I thought of that when he said tune to a tune to a station. So, Bill,
Because-
explain what that is. It's a
Well,
great
what
gizmo.
it is a little, actually mini transmitter
Right.
that turns your car radio into a Bluetooth if you don't have Bluetooth in your car,
Right.
which I don't because it's old.
And I drive a 2001. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Bluetooth
Yours
wasn't
is older.
invented yet. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you just you find an open channel, which by the way, there are not a lot of them in Western
I
Pennsylvania.
think mine's 90.1. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
in,
what I found.
I'm in like 105 something. Anyway, and then you can use your cell phone as a Bluetooth, which means you're not breaking the law.
Exactly. And it's the things about the size of the old cigarette lighter that you would plug in, and you can do it. You can make phone calls by not holding your phone. I don't know where it picks up my voice. That's what I haven't been able
The
to figure
phone
out.
picks up your voice, at least with mine.
Oh, the phone does.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you have like your phone in your pocket or something like that,
Not going to
people
work
go,
so well.
What are you?
Right. Yeah, it's a slick little device. It wasn't that expensive.
No, $25.
Yeah,
something like
and it makes your non-Bluetooth car a Bluetooth car. I'm hearing some noises here. I thought it was coming across the radio. I think it's a circular saw outside somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm worrying. Like,
that.
what am I?
Maybe they're cutting up old chairs. I don't know.
I'm not on the board that much. I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong here? Why am I hearing a circular saw?
But anyway, it's a neat little. The only thing too is that it is a mini FM transmitter, so it kind of throws some static up into like other FM channels. So I turn to AM, listen to WMBS.
There we go. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hotline, Hospital Hotline. Let's start over. The WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital Talk Line. There we go. 724-438-4593. Now, I mentioned earlier, yesterday during the show and today, that there was a mass casualty drill over at Uniontown Hospital, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital. We hope to talk to somebody from the hospital about how that went, the importance of doing something like that. They cooperate with the coroner's office, the EMS, the EMA, the school districts, etc. And Josh Kryzak's hoping to put an interview together. We'll talk to maybe those folks tomorrow during the What's on Your Mind show, or a little later on the afternoon.
And speaking of Josh, real quick, he and TJ are going to do a special 9/11 show on Thursday, asking people to share their memories of what they remember from that day.
Well, I would be happy to call in. That, of course, we all have our memories for that day. I was working for U.S. Senator Arlen Specter at the time in the Federal Building in downtown Pittsburgh.
All right, who had 229 in the pool?
And that's right. When am I going to bring up the fact that I work for Arlen Specter? That's the poll, folks. That's what he's talking about. Yeah. And I went across the street, across Grant Street from the Federal Building over to the what was then known as the post office, and now it's the courthouse only, went to the FBI offices where we were getting briefings on what's going on. And I'm an old, grizzled FBI agent who had seen it all, walked into the briefing room with his voice cracking, which wasn't like an FBI agent. And he said, we have it 100% confirmed a plane has crashed in Somerset County, which at that point, I, in my brain, thought, dear heavens, the entire country's under attack. It's one thing to attack New York City, the Pentagon, but Somerset, not exactly a target of terrorists, you wouldn't think. And that's when I left there, stopped at home to say hello, and then drove out to Somerset County. It was still smoldering when I got there that day. And then, of course, the next day, Arlen Specter and his colleague Rick Santorum flew in for it as well. So no, I'll talk to Josh and TJ. I'd be happy to call in with my thoughts on that day. I actually slept overnight in my car up there at the site, so I would be there the next morning when they arrived to tour the sites. Hey, we're going to take a break right now. Bill, thanks for coming in to chat it up a little bit, talking old time. I tell you, when I bring up old time radio, man, the calls start coming in. It's always fun to talk about that.
When radio ruled.
When radio was the world. And it's still a pretty powerful influence. Yeah. And it's free. You forget about that sometimes. Radio is free.
Unless you want to listen to Howard Stern.
Who just retired from Sirius XM?
No, it was a gag.
Oh, that's a gag? Was it really? Oh,
he signed a huge contract.
Oh, my heavens. I fell for it then. Oh, that's funny. So let's take that break. When we come back, we're going to check in with our good friend Lanny Fratteri on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug. That's Bill. Thanks for listening.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
When you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org.
Or serving number 3,940.
Friday nights, another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night here on WMBS draws for a pair of WPIL high school football games as the Uniontown Red Raiders travel to Couple Stadium on Pittsburgh's south side to take on Taylor Alderdice at 3:30. That game will air on the WMBS YouTube page. Then coming up at 7 o'clock, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs travel to Indiana to take on the Little Indians. Our radio coverage of the Sprouse Insurance Group pregame show will start at 6. Again, that Indiana-Laurel Highlands game will kick at 7, followed by the Triple Live Scoreboard Show with Don Rebel. High school football on a Friday here on WMBS.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sproul's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to SproulsInsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Shopping for replacement windows in Fayette County? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, a family-owned and operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
We have a great selection of colors and finishes. We service the entire Fayette County area and will come to your home. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. SUV season is here, and you can get that new, certified, or select pre-owned all-wheel drive that you've been looking for. It's just a test drive away. Let me show you how simple you can buy or lease your next vehicle. The season is changing, so fall into your best deal with me. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Great selections, super pricing, and deals on your next wheels. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. I'll make you a good deal.
Having Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore in Uniontown means reliability, quality, and service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller fill your prescriptions, offer free prescription delivery, mail-out service, and gladly answer your healthcare questions. Flu shots, the new Moderna COVID boosters, plus Shingrix shots with your doctor's prescription are also available at Hicksonbaugh's. Call 724-437-2828. Hicksonbaugh's Drugstore, 304 Morgantown Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturday till 3, closed Sunday.
That's Huey Lewis bringing us out of the break there. 2:36, 71 degrees outside our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law studios. We have a caller right now on our WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. We have a moment or two with you before Lanny Fratteri joins us. Who's calling in? Who's joining us right now?
Neighbor Dan.
Neighbor Dan, what's on your mind, Neighbor Dan? We have a minute or two with you.
Well, now, you had some fantastic subjects there. The FM converter. I agree. Let's move it up technology-wise. Now, my wife here, she's a youngin'. She's pretty young. We were just discussing nuclear proliferation this morning.
Well, that's a far cry from FM converter, but...
not in my lifetime it wasn't. I'm telling you right now, we jumped, man.
I bet we
You
have.
know, what's Congress doing down there today? They're having a special hearing on UAPs.
Yeah, they did. I saw that as well. Yeah, what they used to call UFOs. But yeah, Congress is having a hearing on UFOs. I saw that. I was hoping to have somebody on to talk about that. Maybe tomorrow on the afternoon
You've
show.
been blessed. You've been blessed. Have you seen a UAP?
I have not. That would be cool to see. I think.
Oh, hell, my wife here, she's seen some. Say hi, hon.
There we go. Hello.
Yeah,
Hey,
seen one
well, we
tonight.
appreciate your calling in. But yeah, that's a cool topic. We have Lanny Fratteri waiting for us here, so we don't want to keep him
Ask
on
Manny if he's seen one.
I'll ask that as well. Hey, thanks so much for calling in. All right, take care. All right, thanks. Good call there. Somehow he said, yeah, good topic, talk about FM converters. Then he started talking about nuclear war. I don't know how the connection was there, but hey, whatever you want to talk about. I think we have Lanny Fratteri on the line here. Someone's going to call any moment here and let me know that he's going to join us here any second. I think he's on hold, but we'll wait to make sure. I don't want to put somebody else on the air accidentally. But yeah, we great news just recently. And we're very pleased to welcome on the WMBS Newsmakers line our good friend Lanny Fratteri. Lanny, we've got two congratulations for you, of course. Yesterday, your annual Lanny Fratteri Golf Classic outing, of course, for Family Links. You've been doing that for quite a while, haven't you?
Hey, Les, thank you, Doug, by the way, for having me on the air. And by the way, before I answer your question, let me take a moment and thank all of my friends in Uniontown and the area for their great support of me over the years. And I've had so many tremendous friends. You know, every now and then I sit down with my good friend Jim Render, the winningest football coach in Western Pennsylvania, and he talks about how he started his career in Uniontown and then went to Upper St. Clair. So, yeah, thanks for having me on. To answer your question, it was our 39th golf tournament yesterday, 39 years. Most golf tournaments don't last that long. I've been fortunate that my friends come back year after year after year. The sponsors are there to support me every year, and I'm very blessed that I'm able to do the good work for Family Links.
Yeah, and take a moment if you don't mind. Folks may have heard of Family Links, but they may not entirely understand what they do there. It's a great organization.
It is indeed a great organization, and it covers so many of the counties around Western Pennsylvania, helping people and families in need for whatever reason, divorce or struggles of families and young people that are dealing with that. So they do tremendous work, and they, as I said, I've been a part of this organization for 40 years. And you know, it's something that you know, when I took over for Bob Prince said to me, "You have to be more than just a voice on the air. You have to go out and help Pittsburghers, help people in Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio and Northern West Virginia." And I have, and the I say that not to boast, but to recognize that by making all these appearances, it has given me a wonderful opportunity to get to know Pittsburghers, to get to know Pirates fans. And Bob was exactly right when he told me that, hey, you've got to be more than just a voice on the air.
And you certainly have been that. I've had representatives of Family Links on our show here, and it's probably time for me to have them on again just to talk about the great work we do. So congrats again. I mixed up the date on that event. I have volunteered for your event in the past. It's been some time since I did that. Mike Fisher was the one, of course, the federal judge, former attorney general, former state senator, my boss back in the day when I worked for Senator Fisher. But it was a great event. Congratulations. And the other thing we want to congratulate you on, and this is well-deserved, long overdue, is that the Pittsburgh Pirates have inducted you into their Media Wall of Fame. And, of course, that was last Wednesday. And it was great seeing you in the broadcast booth again. I was at that game and was able to look up and see you there. And they put you up on the big screen as well. But a great honor for you, and great comments made about you by Pirates chairman Bob Nutting and the proud history of the franchise. Nobody has described action of Pittsburgh baseball longer than Lanny Fratteri. It was the best of times and the worst of times for the Pirates when you were announcing, but you always kept it positive and kept people interested. And that's not always easy when you're 15 games under 500, is it?
Well, it's not, and quite obviously, I always worried about my credibility with my fans. But I also hope that Pirate fans understand that this is a job I wanted. I wanted to be a major league announcer since I was 13 years old, and so when people say, "Boy, it must have been tough to announce Pirate baseball," no, it was not. Yes, I admit that. It's easier when the team is winning. Fans have a tendency to think you're a better broadcaster when the team is winning. But I, if when I signed up 33 years, when I started in 1976, if they said, hey, you're going to have the Pirate job and you're going to have to deal with nothing but losing teams, I would have said, so where do I sign? And because that's what I wanted to do. But I've been blessed by the opportunity to be a part of the great teams of the late 70s and early 80s, and then, of course, the Jim Leyland teams of the early 90s. And I'm very excited about what Don Kelly is doing as the manager of the Pirates, and my good friend Gene Lamont as the bench coach. I sincerely believe that Don Kelly should be given that job full-time beginning in 2026. He's done a tremendous job. And part of the challenge in this day and age is that with the amount of money that players are being paid, it's just outrageous. And so the Pirates are trying to compete in a system that makes it very difficult for smaller teams. It can be done, and we'll see how it plays out over the next several years, particularly.
Yeah, it's been an interesting second half of the season, the unofficial second half after the All-Star game. The Pirates have the fifth best record since the All-Star game. They have won more games by shutout, at least as of a few days ago, than anybody else in baseball. They're well over 500 at home and 25 games under 500 on the road. I don't understand how that happens. I had Jim Rooker on a while back, another broadcaster, and I said, away games aren't like football away games where the crowd just takes over and you have to go to silent counts. So what is the difference in baseball that you would have a team like the Pirates over 20 games under on the road and well above 500 at home? That just doesn't seem to make sense to me.
Well, but I suspect, Doug, that if you were to take this year, and if you were to look at the home records of every major league team as opposed to the road records, just add them all up. Add up all the 30 home records totals and all the 30 road records. Baseball, you used the example about football, but keep in mind that baseball is the only sport where you have as the home team the final at bat.
Right.
Consider the fact that visiting team can never have a walk-off win.
Exactly.
Okay? Okay, the visiting team can never have a walk-off win. So, I mean, it's, you know, I've been following baseball my whole life, and you want to be the home team. There's no question. Matter of fact, I got into a debate with the WPIAL because for a while, for the playoffs and even the championships, the baseball committee of the WPIAL was flipping a coin for home team. And I said to Bob Bizzuto, who's the chairman of the baseball committee, I said, Bob, you know, if there's one sport that it matters whether you're the home team or not, whether you get that last at bat, it's baseball. And not because of me, but they did change that rule, and that's the way it. I mean, if you are the higher seed, if you're a number 1 seed, and you're playing the number 16 seed, you know, you as the number 1 seed should have home field advantage. I mean, in terms of the last at bat. So, and because they play, you know, so much of the WPIAL playoffs are on neutral sites, but. Right. So, you know, I mean, if you've got nothing else to do sometime, and tell me about it. You know, sit there and add up the home records of all 30 teams, total it up, and add up the visiting records. I'll be surprised if you won't be amazed by the difference.
Right. And of course, you know, every NFL field is exactly the same. Every soccer field's the same. Every basketball court's the same. Ice rinks are basically the same. But in baseball, every field is different. So you definitely understand your home field better than away field. You play there 81 times a year.
Well, and Doug, as you know, I mean, you know, the old days at Wrigley Field, the Cubs used to keep the grass on the infield high. You know, you're right, the dimensions of the football field. I mean, if you were putting together the ideal team for the Pirates, you would want to put together left-handed hitting, a solid left-hand, because you have a short porch in right field. You have a very spacious left center field at PNC Park. So you definitely, I mean, keep it in mind, if you had a lot of left-handed batters at PNC Park, pull hitters, left-handed batters like Ted Williams and all the other great home run hitters that were left-handed batters like Roger Maris. I mean, how many home runs did Roger Maris hit into that right field corner at Yankee Stadium when he hit 61? Quite a few. Okay, and that doesn't take away from the accomplishment. But it says a lot about the dimensions of your ballpark and how you cut the grass and how, you know, back in the days when there was artificial turf, you know, how did you formulate your team to be able to play well on the carpet? And so it's you know, and if you had a Pirate team that was extensively left-handed batters, then when you came into PNC Park as a visitor, you would try to stack up left-handed pitchers against them so that either A, they didn't bat left-handed batters against you, or those left-handed hitters most likely would have a lower batting average hitting against lefties than they did hitting against righties.
Yeah. We're talking to Lanny Fratteri on the What's on Your Mind show here on WMBS. And we were talking the other day, Stargell and his power, and the only guy ever to hit it out of Dodger Stadium. Imagine how many he could put in the river if he was playing at a field like PNC Park. When you think about how big Forbes Field was, he'd have had 600 home runs. So big they used to push the batting cage up against the wall in center field during games because nobody could hit it that far. Yeah, it's a different game. The dimensions are so very different these days, and but yeah, you just it just amazes me. And we talk about Stargell a lot because so many younger people forget he played left field, and he had a cannon for an arm. You know, you think about Willie at first base, a little heavier than he was when he played outfield, but he was a tremendous outfielder and a left-hander who would have done very, very well at PNC Park. I'm guessing you might agree with that.
Oh, there's no question about it. And you know, Dave Parker is another example of a guy that had power, left-handed side of the plate. But you know, you're talking about the river. I must tell you though, I'm not a big fan of the obsession that PR departments in baseball has with the distances of home runs. You know, it's you know, I'll give you an example. I mean, if you Doug, if you hit a ball 325 feet over the fence in the left field corner and there's 3 men on base, you hit a grand slam. If I hit a ball into the river and it goes 500 feet and there's nobody on base, it's a solo home run. Okay, so what's the obsession with distances? It doesn't, launch angle, velocity off the bat. I mean, I don't understand why baseball is so obsessed with that.
And who would think we'd be concerned about how fast somebody can throw a ball from center field? And that's another. I mean, of course, there's the technologies there today. They can tell you just about everything. Good heavens, you watch a golf outing on TV, and they'll tell you how high that ball went, how much the distance was, how much. Back in the day, they used to use a stopwatch to tell you how long a punt held up in the air, and that was about the highest technology they had. But yeah, there's just an obsession now with intricate details, with stats to put on the screen. I don't know.
I don't think that it's. I think it's ridiculous that television puts the strike zone on the screen all the time. It doesn't. The bottom line is whether it's a strike or not is what the umpire calls it. Okay, that's so. So why are you trying to encourage fans to be so obsessed about watching every pitch to see whether the umpire got it right or not? I mean, if you want to use the rectangle for replays when there is a dispute about, and there's an argument about whether a pitch was a strike or not. But again, just because, and you touched on it, I don't know if you meant to do this or not, but you touched on it. Just because you have the technology doesn't mean that you have to use it. Okay, I mean, I will admit to you that football and television does a fabulous job of covering football, and the ability to show you that yellow line where the first down is, and give you the down and distance that is on the on the screen. It's not on the field, obviously. But I mean, I'll give you another use of the technology is when you watch Penguins games, okay, there's commercials. There are sponsors that are superimposed on the ice, and they're not there at the arena. Okay, you're seeing it at home because it's superimposed. Okay, what happens if baseball decides to superimpose sponsors' names between first and second and third to home? I mean, where are we going with this? Okay,
I hate to criticize Lanny Viteri, but don't give them any ideas, Lanny. I think that's probably not all that far off doing something like that.
It's not that. How can it be that far off?
Who would think there'd be an ad on the back of the mound, which there is now? Who would think ever you'd have ads on the home run walls? That was always a minor league.
and the amount of. But we've got to deal with advertising. I mean, those of us who are in broadcasting, we understand the bit about advertising. But what I'm saying to you is that again, my point. Just because you have the technology doesn't mean it needs to be used.
Yeah, when you think about hockey, when they decided to illuminate the puck, remember that disaster of an idea, and it would be on the near boards, and it would look like the puck was 5 rows up in the stands. If you remember when they were doing that for a while, they would.
No, I didn't remember that. Is that right?
No, they would highlight. They'd put a bright light where the puck was. So if it was on the near boards, it looked like it was up in the stands. That didn't last very long. That was a bad idea as well. As we are talking to the newest inductee into the Pirates Media Wall of Fame, just a week ago, actually. And after 33 years of service as their play-by-play announcer. And you've been on the show with us a lot, and you tell us how much you enjoy calling amateur sports, high school baseball, and whether it's football. And, of course, you're heavily involved, and you've brought great notoriety to the Pony League World Series that it wouldn't have gotten without your involvement, I'm convinced. And it's even harder to call a high school game. You don't have a scoreboard telling you every single detail of the game in front of you. You're really going off your own scorebook when you do those games, aren't you?
Well, I first of all, I love announcing baseball, and I've been fortunate that the Pirates paid me pretty well, and so now I don't have to worry about whether I do it for a lot of money or for little money, and so I just love doing the game, and I love the challenge of getting to know the players and doing my homework and my prep and deciding what little nuggets I want to put in and where I want to put them. So I've been blessed with Bob Gregg and the Pony League baseball and West Virginia baseball and high school baseball. It's thanks to Don Rebel and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. So I just love doing it, and I probably, I must tell you this. I'm real proud of my 33 years as a Pirate broadcaster, but I'm equally as proud of the fact that when my career with the Pirates was over, I still wanted to contribute. And so the 16 years at Waynesburg and the years doing amateur sports and amateur baseball, I'm really proud of myself for making that commitment to excellence in broadcasting and having the opportunity to do these games and to teach at Waynesburg. It's been this second career of mine, if you'll call it that. And so I guess what I'm calling it, it's most gratifying to me.
Yeah. Lanny, we wish we had more time as always, but we're coming up on a break here. That's a hard break, and you know how that works in radio. So, Lanny, again, congratulations on your induction, on the great success of your annual golf outing. I'm sorry I missed it yesterday, but we always appreciate your taking the time to join us. You're a busy guy, and you're good to join us. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Doug.
All right, have a good one. Lanny Fratteri joining us on the What's on Your Mind show. We're going to wrap things up for the hour. Stick around. We'll be right back.
It's a day that ends in Y, so it's a day that you might decide you don't want to cook. That means it's the perfect day to order Fat Angelo's. Offering delicious pizzas, salads, hoagies, strombolis and calzones, wings, and more. And with 12 locations across the area ready to serve you, today is the day to visit FatAngelosPizza.com, where you can quickly and conveniently find your local shop and place your order online. Or get the local phone number and give them a call. Order up!
Are you looking for personalized healthcare you can trust? At Montgomery Medical, they're accepting new patients.
Hi, I'm Dr. Betty Thomas. Having a primary care provider means better overall health, from preventative care to managing chronic conditions. We're here to support you every step of the way.
That's right. Hi, I'm Jenna Lutzka, a physician assistant. Plus, we have same-day appointments and walk-in same-day care available too. We're here for you.
Join the Montgomery Medical family today by calling 724-569-8100 to schedule your appointment. A family tradition of family medicine.
Your mental health is your most valuable asset. With 55 years of experience serving Western Pennsylvania, Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services is ready and able to assist you with all of your mental health needs. Offering over 20 specialized treatments, open access, and just-in-time scheduling means that you receive the treatment you need in a time-conscious fashion. Chestnut Ridge Counseling now offers telehealth, mental health urgent care with immediate access to a mental health professional with no appointment necessary. Call 724-437-0729. That's 724-437-0729 for mental health urgent care at Chestnut Ridge Counseling. Outpatient care options include individual, group, and family therapies, mental health and psychiatric evaluations, and medication services. Outpatient care and services are also available for patients under the age of 18, geared towards youth-centric problems and concerns. Take control of your mental health care with Chestnut Ridge Counseling Services. Call 724-437-0729 to set up an appointment or speak immediately with a mental health professional.
Laurel Ridge Eye Care reminds us that vision problems may develop so slowly you don't even notice until you find yourself reading less and straining to focus. If that's happening to you, call Dr. Aaron Sobel at Laurel Ridge Eye Care for a complete vision exam. If there's one thing you shouldn't overlook, it's your vision. Laurel Ridge Eye Care and board-certified ophthalmologist Dr. Aaron Sobel remind you that early detection of eye disease can help prevent blindness. Their complete vision exams can help determine if you are developing problems. Laurel Ridge Eye Care offers full-service medical, surgical, and laser eye care with cataract surgery performed at Uniontown Hospital. Don't take chances with your eyes. Schedule your appointment today by calling Laurel Ridge Eye Care at 724-437-2222. That's 724-437-2222. All insurances are accepted, as well as Visa, MasterCard, and debit card at Laurel Ridge Eye Care, 130 West Fayette Street in the former Hockey Funeral Home.
Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling are the ones to call when you need a dumpster. Red Rooster offers fast, friendly service and provides medium-sized dumpsters that will fit your needs, whether it's a general remodeling project, emptying a house, or doing a summer or fall cleanout. Just call Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling at 724-569-0337 for rates and availability. Red Rooster Dumpster and Hauling in Smithfield also offers a 5% military discount. Call 724-569-0337 and look for the Red Rooster.
CBS News is next on your local station, WMBS Uniontown. I'm Doug Saltzman. I want to thank TJ for his help. News is next.